Folks, it looks like the battle between which fail son is going to take over after Daddy Don kicks the bucket is finally over. Dumb and Dumber can finally stop their eternal fighting because the winner is Don Jr. That's right, the darker-haired one with the nose candy problem, who probably won out just because he has the Don Jr. name recognition. Magaland was sent into a tizzy this week after a, quote, hit piece was released comparing Don Jr. to Hunter Biden. I will say there are some similarities. The pressure to be like their father, but not being able to measure up, the drug use, and foreign business relations. The only difference is where Hunter Biden was basically indistinguishable from any other business person related to a politician, Don Jr. has been selected to man the helm of the Trump empire, stepping into the shoes of Ivanka and Jared from the first term, both of which have long distanced themselves from their father's political career. They must have learned that somebody would have to be a fool to be Trump's second in command, and what better fool than Don Jr.
Donald Trump Jr. is an idiot. Yes.
Real quick before we dive into it, folks, if you're enjoying this kind of coverage that MAGA hates to see, then you can join our little resistance here by subscribing to Really American. It's free, and it helps us more than you think. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's the headline that sent the White House into a tizzy. Don Jr. is the new Hunter Biden. How America's first son is cashing in on his dad's presidency. This piece is by Bethany McLean. Last November, only 6 days after his father was elected president, Donald Trump Jr. made a career move that, on the surface, seemed a bit odd. He became a partner in a small investment startup called 1789 Capital, which is based in Palm Beach, Florida, 2 miles from Mar-a-Lago. At that point, 1789 was a microscopic player in the world of venture capital. It raised less than $200 million, and it hadn't made any investments beyond leading a group that put $15 million into Tucker Carlson's new media company. Its goal, according to its founders, is to create a parallel economy, investing in anti-woke businesses that align with MAGA values. This is just going to be like that Shiloh lady who said the N-word to a black kid and got millions of dollars or whatever, almost $1 million. It's a bunch of racist MAGA people just passing the same money back and forth. In January, 1789 led a $60 million fundraising round for Firehawk Aerospace, a Dallas tech company focused on supplying the military with 3D printed rocket fuel. In April, Firehawk landed a $1.25 million defense contract, that means taxpayer dollars, to conduct a study of its manufacturing systems. It creates a very complex ethics situation, says Scott Amy, the general counsel at the Project of Government Oversight, a leading watchdog group. If the son of the president is benefiting from these deals, even if there's a few degrees of separation, is there a level playing field? We just don't know. Whatever the legalities of 1798's investments, it appears the president's eldest son stands to profit handsomely from the federal contracts his father's administration is handing out. Even if there's no pro quo involved, there's still plenty of quid. There's also plenty of crap, that's what I'd say. Don Jr. and his father are about as clean as a shit stain. They went on and on during the election and during Biden's 4 years about how corrupt the Biden crime family is. Now, you'd think the problem MAGA would have with this is diving into the shady business deals that Trump Jr. here might be benefiting from thanks to his daddy's presidency. You know, the way they claimed to care about those kinds of things when it came to Hunter Biden and Burisma. But instead, this article upset the maggots because it dared to compare Don Jr. to Hunter Biden. Steve Bannon's rag, Breitbart, jumped to defend Don Jr., getting statements from a White House official who implies that they're looking to take action against the parent company of Business Insider, Axel Springer, which is a German company. Here's the headline: German influence operation, Don Jr. hit piece in Business Insider backfires spectacularly on outlets' foreign owners. Business Insider published a meaningless hit piece. Bro, if it's so meaningless, why did you go on to write all of these words? A meaningless hit piece this week on Donald Trump Jr., President Donald Trump's eldest son, over Trump Jr.'s business enterprises. The story ludicrously compares Trump Jr. to previous first son, Hunter Biden, former President Joe Biden's son, over Trump Jr.'s work with a venture capital firm. It's his venture capital firm. Absurdly, the article declares in the headline, Don Jr. is the new Hunter Biden. Here's the statement from a spokesperson from Trump Jr., comparing a lifelong businessman like Don Jr. joining a venture capital firm that invests in minority positions in America's companies to Hunter Biden deciding to become a businessman upon his father's election, sitting on foreign boards and selling access to his dad's office is utterly laughable, even for an openly left-wing and dishonest publication like Business Insider. They go on, Donald Trump Jr. is an innovator and visionary who is successfully reimagining the conservative media ecosystem, and the left is truly petrified, a White House official told Breitbart News. Axel Springer, a foreign-based media organization, is brazenly weaponizing its platforms to sow political division and spread disinformation in a matter that may well stretch beyond journalism into illegal foreign political meddling. Illegal foreign political meddling. They're going to hate it when they find out that the guy who owns Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, is Australian. How's that for political meddling? Here's an article from CBS that was just posted a few hours ago. Donald Trump Jr.'s transformation into Washington power broker. Since his father won the 2024 election, Trump Jr. has joined at least 8 corporate boards or advisory committees, adding political clout and his famous family brand to companies that sell handguns, make drones, and offer healthcare services online. During President Trump's second term, his son, Donald Jr., has morphed from a lower-profile presence in Washington to what Trump's first press secretary, Sean Spicer, who knows Trump Jr. well, describes as the most prominent non-elected representative of the MAGA base, hands down, the number one surrogate and power player in the ecosystem outside of his father. The most overt symbol of that ascendance, and of the Trump family's unique blend of governing and deal-making, went public last month with the announcement of a highly exclusive private club, which is named the Executive Branch. The only thing these people learned from Trump's first term is if they do the corruption out in the open, then they can't claim that it's corruption because you knew about it from the beginning. I mean, this is absolutely insane. Executive branch, they're playing in all of our faces right now. And they can't claim that this club isn't buying access. Look, at the coming out event, the cocktails flowed and the servers passed caviar to A-list guests that include Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Attorney General Pam Bondi, Paul Atkins, the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and FCC Chair Brendan Carr. The Capitol's buzzy newsletters revealed the club's eye-popping club membership fee, $500,000. That's right, for just $500,000, you can buy entry into the club to see Marco Rubio and Pam Bondi, the inner circle of Trump's elite, the ones who are willing to sell themselves to the devil. It's going to be a hard sell for them to push Don Jr. as some sort of genius businessman like they did for Ivanka and Jared. Again, the only thing he's associated with is a certain white powder and pitching bad ideas that end up in bankruptcy. But hey, I guess the orange doesn't fall far from the tree. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.